Welcome back to CIA Declassified, the broadcast dedicated to dissecting the classified documents that reveal how intelligence agencies are willing to treat the unsolved problems of fundamental physics as engineering challenges. Today we leave the realm of observable phenomenon and dive into the subatomic world. We address the chilling fact that U.S. intelligence explored the possibility of creating a perfect, unbreachable communications network based on the most baffling concept in physics, quantum entanglement. We are analyzing the CIA's involvement in non-local signaling and quantum telepresence, treating the instantaneous correlation of subatomic particles as a strategic necessity. Our primary evidence is the declassified CIA file RDP76-00341R000100020005-7. This report is titled, quote, Non-Local Signal Integrity in Strategic Telepresence, end quote. It confirms that theoretical physics and advanced engineering resources were tasked with evaluating the possibility of creating, stabilizing, and measuring entangled particle pairs for the explicit purpose of communications across unlimited distances. The context here is absolute signal security. Current communication is limited by the speed of light and can always be intercepted, jammed, or monitored. Quantum entanglement offers the theoretical possibility of instantaneous communication, non-local signaling, that is fundamentally unjammable due to the nature of the quantum state itself. The file's existence confirms that the weirdness of quantum mechanics was viewed as a strategic opportunity to achieve total informational advantage. The analysis focuses on two primary areas: entangled particle stabilization for creating the channel, and the no cloning theorem for guaranteeing security. Let's drill down into the rigorous and mind-bending theoretical methodology documented in this file. The analysts demanded a path to exploit the deepest secrets of the universe. The file required an intense focus on entangled particle stabilization. Entanglement means two or more particles become linked such that measuring the state, e.g., spin or polarization, of one instantaneously determines the state of the other, no matter the distance between them. The research centered on proposed mechanisms for generating a stable, long-lasting pair of entangled photons or electrons that could be physically separated by thousands of miles. The key challenge was encoding the signal. While entanglement itself does not allow for faster-than-light communication of classical data due to the no communication theorem, the document explores highly advanced, subtle theoretical work on using the act of measurement to rapidly synchronize a system, or more chillingly, protocols for using a human neural interface to read the quantum state of synchronized system and translate that state into intelligence. The document includes conceptual specifications for establishing quantum coherence maintenance, the massive effort required to keep the delicate quantum state of the particle pairs intact despite environmental noise and thermal interference over vast distances. Crucially, the file dedicated an entire section to the strategic value of the no-cloning theorem. The fundamental principle of quantum mechanics states that an arbitrary, unknown quantum state cannot be perfectly copied. The agency's analysts immediately recognized that if they could successfully encode information in a quantum state, the no-cloning theorem would guarantee that any adversary attempting to intercept the signal would necessarily destroy the original, making surveillance impossible. This guarantees absolute security. We must now examine the primary finding, the agency's assessment of the concept's potential for strategic control. This is a critical excerpt regarding the confirmation of viability. Quote, the successful demonstration of stable long-range entangled pair synchronization, even if limited to binary state changes, grants an absolute non-local communications channel impervious to all known forms of electronic or spectral interception, end quote. And from a section discussing operational advantages, here's another quote: a strategic intelligence asset once equipped with a quantum synchronizer and a designated neural interface can achieve instantaneous telepresence at the command level regardless of geopolitical separation or adversarial jamming efforts, end quote. This is the true meaning of the file. It states that the fundamental laws of physics can be leveraged for military advantage. The agency saw an opportunity to utilize the bizarre, secure nature of the quantum realm as the ultimate unhackable communications backbone. The focus shifted from how do we make the signal secure to how do we make the signal physically impossible to copy. We now address the chilling operational implications of this file, the deployment of quantum communication in strategic maneuvering. The most extensive redactions occur in the section titled Long-Term Human Interface Safety and Massive Energy Consumption Requirements. This suggests detailed discussions around the severe risk associated with directly linking a human neural system to a quantum measurement apparatus and the astronomical power output required to generate and maintain a global network of coherent entangled particle pairs. Why redact long-term human interface safety? Because the documentation likely reveals extreme, perhaps irreversible neurological risk taken by personnel involved in the theoretical testing of the neural interface protocols. The concept discussed is the creation of a global quantum network. The system allows a nation to pass critical intelligence instantaneously between continents, completely invisible to enemy interception arrays. The speed of the communication bypasses the light speed limit, rendering preemptive interception impossible. The file details the requirement for ultra-low temperature, highly isolated facilities to maintain the fragile quantum coherence of the particles. The strategic weaponization of this research is clear. It is a non-local dominance weapon that fundamentally changes the nature of informational conflict. A state possessing this capability gains the ability to field a communication system that is not only unjammable, but by its very nature uneavesdroppable. We conclude our analysis of this file. The existence and scope of the research confirm that U.S. intelligence treated the bizarre world of quantum mechanics as an actionable, high-priority strategic objective. The implication is that the analysis moved into the sphere of applied non-locality, seeking to exploit the mechanisms of quantum weirdness for the sake of perpetual informational advantage. This research represents the ultimate weaponization of information integrity. If this documented truth has opened your mind to the technological boundaries explored by those in power, we require your continued support. First, like this episode and leave us a detailed 5-star review wherever you listen. This is how the analysis exposes the deeper scientific agendas. Second, share this episode with someone obsessed with quantum mechanics, information theory, or deep space communication. We need more sharp minds analyzing these documented facts. Next, we move from the control of matter at the quantum scale to the non-conventional manipulation of living energy systems. We will analyze the CIA's classified research into directed energy psychotronics and biofield manipulation, the agency's attempt to investigate the theoretical and engineering feasibility of using focused pulsed electromagnetic energy to subtly or violently interfere with the human nervous system, disrupting coordination, inducing extreme vertigo, or achieving non-lethal incapacitation. For our next investigation, we'll dissect the analysis within CIA document RDP81001710000100020006-5, a stunning file concerning psychokinetic energy and strategic biofield interference. What were the core theoretical principles investigated for achieving resonant frequency targeting of the human cerebellum? How did the analysts propose masking the deployment of these psychokinetic weapons to ensure attacks appeared to be sudden, debilitating neurological events? And what does this reveal about the extreme strategic goal of turning the natural frequencies of the human body into a remotely triggered weapon? Tune in next time for CIA Declassified, Directed Energy Psychotronics and Biofield Manipulation. Until then, remember, maintain your vigilance, question the nature of reality, and keep your critical thinking sharp. I'll see you in the archives.